Hello, yogis. Welcome to your practice to help address the Vata quality of this season. And so if you don't know what that means, in Ayurveda, there are three different qualities or constitution. The fall time brings out a Vata quality. And Vata means things that are light and airy, a lot of creativity, a lot of movement. And the fall, with the increase of with the wind and the cold, brings us in a little bit more, but it can leave us feeling a little scattered, a little angry. We're coming in from a pitta, from a fire season. The wind brings in that air quality and sparks up that pitta a little bit. So if you've been noticing that you've been feeling a little out of sorts, that's totally normal this time of year, and that can feel good sometimes, knowing that that is a normal thing that happens within the seasons of our years. So this practice is a grounding practice. Okay, so we're going to move a little bit slower. We're going to focus on bringing our energy down. And that's what our body needs during this Vata season of fall or autumn, depending where you are in the world. Here in Colorado, the wind has definitely kicked up and brought in all of that good stuff with it. So again, this is all about grounding, finding your center, and helping you to feel a little bit more balanced during this time of year. Okay, so grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to begin today in hero's pose. So you have options here. You can either be sitting on your ankles, if your hips can reach all the way down, that's fine too. Or you can bring your feet out to the side, settling your hips down into the ground. Or if you'd like, you can take a block and place that right underneath your hips. That can take a lot of pressure off of the knees and give you still the feeling and the quality of this pose. So allow your hands to rest gently on your knees, ground down through your sit bones and lengthen through your spine as you close your eyes and start to settle in. And start to be aware of your breath, just noticing how the air enters your body and how you release. And just take a couple of moments, bringing yourself into the present moment, allowing yourself the opportunity to notice what's going on in your body, what's going on in your mind. Bringing your hands into Kanishta Mudra. Kanishta Mudra, you take your pinky fingers, bring them together. Hands rest gently in a fist, and bringing your hands together just down low, right in front of your center. This helps to touch on our Apana Vayu, the Muladhara chakra, and helps us to bring us into our center. There's a lot of talk always about bringing your energy upwards. However, it's just as important to center and ground down with your energy. The more we have roots, the more we're grounded, the more steady we feel to be able to explore those upper levels of energy. And just feel what this gesture brings to you, how it maybe changes your breathing. And start to engage in your diaphragmatic breath by allowing your belly to expand with each inhale and contract in with each exhale. Gently release your hands and walk your hands forward. If you'd like, you can move the block out of the way and allow yourself to release down into Balasana, child's pose. Head comes gently to the ground. And allow your hips to settle in. Knees can come wide, but feel yourself releasing, connecting to the earth. And then inhaling as your head rises, walking your hands a little bit so they're directly underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hip as you arrive into quadruped. And we're going to begin with our cat-cow, but being a little more fluid with our cat-cow today. So inhale maybe as your elbows come down, tailbone comes up, belly down, heart forward, chin is up. And exhale, round, maybe pushing yourself back. Inhale, forward, shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, back. Again, inhale up and exhale down. And then inhale as you bring your spine to neutral. Walk your hands one handprint forward. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can pedal your feet here if you like, opening up the backs of your legs and your knees, creating length in your calves, and then inhale, come up high on your toes, and exhale, set them down. Press the floor away from you. Torso comes towards your thighs, hips are high. And let's flow through beast. So inhale as you round through your spine, dropping your knees down, bringing your shoulder over, your hands hover. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale as you round to beast, dropping your knees, hover. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, round, dropping your knees down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step it forward. Come up halfway, shoulders back. And exhale, release. Inhale, bringing your hands in prayer to heart center. Rise. Coming into a standing position. Sweeping your arms up and back. Little baby back bend. And exhale, hands in prayer to heart center, Samastiti Heat. Close your eyes, root down. Grounding down through your feet. Now placing the inner edges of your feet down, lift your toes, spread your toes, and place the outer aspect of your feet down, creating that arch. And then shifting your weight over to the right, fully externally rotating your left leg, reaching down, if you can, bringing your left foot up into your inner thigh. If you don't have the mobility for that today, you can bring that onto your lower leg or all the way down on the ground. Yogi's choice, whatever works for you today. But coming into your version of Vrksasana, hands in prayer to heart center, close your eyes. And start to center in. If you'd like, you can reach your arms up above your head, creating length. But as you're creating that length, center down through your bottom foot. Inhale and exhale. Hands come back down into prayer, releasing your leg. Shifting your weight over onto the left, fully externally rotating your right, and pulling your foot up into your version of Vrksasana. Hands in prayer to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up and back. And use your drishti. So your drishti is your gaze point. That can be somewhere out ahead of you. In this pose, it can come down a little bit, or if you want to challenge yourself, look a little high. But always be rooting down so you can rise. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands and release your feet. Stepping to the front of your mat to begin our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A, rooting down through your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up and back, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come up halfway, shoulders back, and exhale, release. Inhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Press the floor away from you as you lift your hips high. Shoulders reach around your body to create more stability in your shoulders. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step it forward. Come up halfway, shoulders back. And exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Sweep your arms up and back. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, release. Inhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back to plank. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step or jump it forward, come up halfway, shoulders back, and exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Sweep your arms up and back, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, release. Inhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step it forward, come up halfway, shoulders back, and exhale, release. Inhale, rise, arms up and back, and exhale, hands in prayer to heart center, Samastitihi. Close your eyes. Center in. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Again, grounding down into your feet and shifting your weight over to the right, bending your legs back into a little mini chair pose, and take your left foot in front, around, and behind, and your left arm underneath, wrapping your arms up, coming into Garudasana arms. Reach your shoulders forward. Reach your elbows forward and bring your shoulders back. Find your gaze point and drop your hips down a little bit more. It helps in this pose to squeeze your legs together as firmly as possible to help you keep your balance. And we have to root down here. Smile because you love your practice. And then release your arms, release your legs. Shifting your weight over to the left, taking your right leg in front, across and around, and drop your hips down. Right arm comes underneath and reaching your elbows forward. Shoulders are back, drop down. Gently release your arms and release your legs. And taking your feet out wide, nice and wide as you feel comfortable. Feet are externally rotated. Tuck your rib cage. and bring your arms up. A lot of times in these poses, we open wide. We open our hearts. I call it the Care Bear stare. But when we tuck our rib cage, we engage our core a whole lot better, and we're able to keep the energy that we're generating within our bodies. And that's our goal in yoga, is to allow the prana to flow fully and freely through our bodies. And from here, drop your hips down, bending your knees, bending your elbows, opening up into goddess pose. And close your eyes and feel yourself centering in, rooting down into this pose. You can pull up on root lock, Muladhara chakra, and Mula Bandha. And feel yourself dropping down and centering into this pose. You can pull up on your root lock, Mula Bandha, pull Uddiyana Bandha in, pull your lower belly in, reaching your elbows out, and keep your rib cage tucked. And then inhale to straighten, release your arms. Internally rotate your feet, okay? Same thing, inhale, open your arms wide. And exhale, fold forward, sending your hips back and bringing your fingertips in line with your toes right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, release into Prasarita Padottanasana. Allow your upper body to simply hang. Allow your head to be heavy. Your elbows are reaching behind you. And breathe. Now inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching your arms up and open. And exhale, stepping to the front of your mat. Hands in prayer to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up and back. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, release. Inhale as you plant your hands, step your feet back to plank. And drop your knees. Sending your hips back, arriving back into child's pose, Balasana, dropping your head down. Inhale as you rise and shift your weight forward, arriving onto your belly. Bringing your elbows under your shoulders. Hands come on the floor, fingertips are splayed wide. Press your feet into the mat. As you press your pubic bone into the mat, lower belly comes in. Bringing your shoulder blades back towards your spine and pressing your hands into the floor as you rise, keeping your head in line with your spine and just breathing. Inhale as you bring your elbows out to the side, bending your knees, reaching back and grabbing a hold of the front of your ankles if you can. You can take a strap and wrap it around too, or just grab onto your yoga pants, or your sweatpants, or your jeans, whatever you're practicing in. But from here, kick your legs up and back, allowing your upper body to just simply rise. Keep your head in line with your spine. So don't look up. Keep your head in neutral and kick your legs up and back and breathe. You'll notice as you breathe, you kind of tilt forward and back. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Inhale and exhale. Release, bringing your hands under your shoulders. Feet come to the ground and slowly press yourself up into a high kneeling position to prepare for Ustrasana, camel pose. And you have options for camel pose. You can either tuck your toes, and when you reach back, grab a hold of your ankles, or tops of your feet come to the floor. If neither of those are accessible to you, simply take your hands behind your pelvis and a little above, fingertips facing up. If fingertips can't face up, fingertips face down. Whatever feels right to you tonight for Ustrasana, camel pose. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale as you guide your hips forward. Slowly dropping your head back, bringing your hands into your position of this pose. Hips come forward, belly is high. Drop your head back and breathe. Notice you have to breathe in the upper portion of your lungs here, but just breathe, nice and easy. Inhale to rise, or stay if you'd like. And then drop your hips back, reaching your hands forward and dropping your heads down into child's. Inhale as your head comes up, walking your hands forward, swooping your feet over to the side, and your feet come out in front of you, nice straight leg. Now push your heels away from you and then release your feet. Now, if your hamstrings are tight and you can't straighten, it's okay to put a bolster, or not a bolster, but maybe a blanket underneath here, or just have bent legs. Listen to your hamstrings. They're talking to you for a reason, okay? So in Dandasana, we find a nice straight spine, and our hands come right by our sides. Straighten your elbows and reach your head towards the sky. And breathe. Pull lower belly in, pull your root lock up. If you practice Jalandhara Bandha, you can practice that here. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold forward from your belly. When the belly says that's the place, then you drop your hands, and then you can drop your head. Again, you don't have to be militant with your feet. Just set your toes towards the sky, push your heels away from you, and release down into this pose, Paschimottanasana. And breathe. Inhale as you rise, bending your knees, placing your feet on the floor, and slowly lowering yourself onto your mat, bringing your knees into your chest, squeezing in gently but firmly, rocking back and forth, giving some love to your low back, your sacrum. Now pulling your knees out to the side, reaching your hands in between your knees to grab a hold of the outer edges of your feet and rock side to side for happy baby, Ananda Balasana. You can do little ninja babies by bending one knee and extending the other long, whatever feels right. That's what happy babies do. Just move around, feeling the body. And then bringing your knees together. Drop your feet down. And then drop your legs over to the left, stacking your knees and hips right on top of each other. Bringing your hands up into goddess arms. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale, gaze over towards your right. Then inhale your head to neutral. Release your twist, bringing your knees back into your chest and rocking side to side. And then dropping your knees over to the right. Again, stacking knees and hips. Hands come out into goddess arms. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale, gazes over to your left. Inhale your head to neutral. And exhale, release your twist. Bringing your knees into your chest one more time, squeezing gently but firmly. And then placing your feet one by one down along the ground, extending your feet long. Press your heels away from you and then release your feet. Feel how that sets your low back up. And then hands release, coming gently away from your body, palms resting up. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale, let that go. And allow yourself to release and relax into a moment of Shavasana, deep relaxation. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Bringing your awareness back into your bodies by wiggling your fingers and toes, making circles with your wrists and ankles. And bringing your hands together above your head, bringing toes and heels together for one last long stretch. And then bending your left knee and rolling over onto your right side, spending just a moment pausing. And when you're ready, find your way up into Sukhasana. One leg resting in front of the other. Hands rest gently on your knees as you close your eyes. Take a moment of silent gratitude for our physical abilities to have this practice. Inhaling, reaching your arms above your head, bringing palms together, and exhaling, landing them back down to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.